Good day, everyone. So, this lesson is presented by Group 3, the DNA, the Code of Life. Good morning, everyone. First of all, we'd like to apologize for the interruptions last time. During our presentation, we encountered some technical problems with the laptop which caused delays in our lesson. But don't worry, we've made adjustments and found a way to deliver the lesson to you smoothly and effectively. Today, we'll be discussing DNA. In this lesson, we'll explore what DNA is, how it's organized inside the cell, and why it's so important in our lives. So, let's get started. So, these scrambled words, pinalaro na namin yan. So, these are the parts of DNA, the code of life. DNA structure, DNA replication, DNA profiling, and protein synthesis. So, right now, we will discuss what is DNA first. DNA means deoxyribonucleic acid, and the definition of DNA, the molecule carrying genetic instructions for the development, functioning, and reproduction of all living things. Isipin natin na ang DNA ay parang isang instruction manual o gabay na libro para sa bawat organismo. Halimbawa, kapag nagtatayo ng bahay, kailangan natin ng blueprint para malaman kung saan ilalagay yung mga dingding, pintana, at yung bubong. Ganito rin ang DNA sa ating katawan. Ito ang blueprint o manual na nagsasabi kung paano tayo mabubuo, kung paano tayo magpa-function, at paano tayo magre-reproduce. Now, DNA position in the cell. DNA, double helix. This is the twisted ladder-like structure of DNA made up of two strands. So, etong DNA double helix, makikita nyo to, alam kong familiar na kayo dito. Wait, ipapakita ko sa inyo. Kung makikita nyo yung nakaturo na yun, DNA double helix, ayan. Makikita nyo para siyang bahagdan, pero twisted nga siya. Base sa paliwanag. Tapos, yung two strands na binabanggit dun sa definition, ayun yung makikita nyong makapal. Hindi ko maturo. Then, chromosomes. The chromosomes is a structure in the cell nucleus that carries DNA organized into 23 sets in humans. So, ito po ang chromosomes. Kung makikita nyo, yung mga bilog-bilog na yan, yung nakaturo na yon, that is chromosomes. Ito yung para madaling ma-organize ang DNA, nakapaloob ito sa mga structures na tinatawag na chromosomes sa nucleus. Sa mga tao, may 23 sets ng chromosomes tayo na nagdadala ng lahat ng genetic informations natin. So, did you know, in the nucleus of almost every cell in your body is the collection of DNA needed to make you? The DNA in the nucleus is grouped into 23 sets of chromosomes that are called your genome. So, alam niyo na, ang DNA sa nucleus ay nakaayos na yan sa 23 sets ng chromosomes. Ang buong collection ng chromosomes ay tinatawag nga na genome. At ito ang naglalaman ng lahat ng instructions para sa ating katawan. In each chromosome, the DNA is grouped into genes. Ang genes naman sa bawat chromosome may mas maliliit na grupo ng DNA na tinatawag na genes. Ang bawat gene ay may partikular na tungkulin o instruction, kaya may kabuoang 35,000 na genes ang genome mo para sa iba't ibang parte at proseso ng katawan. Instructions to make your whole body and keep it working is contained in DNA. Instructions is called genetic code. Ang genetic code, lahat ng instruction na ito ay tinatawag na genetic code. Ito ang nagbibigay ng kompletong recipe para sa pagbuo ng katawan mo at pagpapatakbo nito araw-araw. So, ang genetic code ay parang sikretong language o sistema ng mga instructions sa loob ng DNA na nagsasabi sa cell kung paano gumawa ng mga proteins. Ang mga proteins na ito ay mahalaga dahil sila ang nagkokontrol sa mga katangian at proseso ng katawan tulad ng kulay ng mata, texture ng buhok, o pagiging matipuno ng katawan. Ang genetic code ay binubuo ng mga letters na tinatawag na nitrogenous bases. So, ipapaliwanag ko yan sa next slide. Ewan ko kung next slide or sa susunod pa next slide. The DNA in your genes tells the cell what amino acids, protein building blocks to put together to make a protein. Ang DNA sa bawat gene ay may specific instructions para sa paggawa ng protein na mga material na tumutulong sa pagbuo at pagkilos ng mga cell. Sinasabi ng DNA sa cell kung anong amino acids ang pagsasama-samahin para makagawa ng protein. So yes, we will discussing DNA structure first in the parts of DNA, the code of life. Ito muna po ang i-discuss natin. So yan, ulit, DNA double helix. The twisted ladder-like structure of DNA made up of 2 strands. So napaliwanag ko na po yan. Dito na po tayo sa nucleotides. The nucleotides, DNA is made up of millions of tiny subunits. So ang nucleotides po, kung makikita nyo po dito sa bahagdan ng nucleotides, hindi siya ma-zoom. Kung makikita nyo yun doon sa may hagdan, diba yun doon sa may kung dyan sa twisted ladder na yan, yung pinaka stairs niya, isipin natin na hagdan na yan. Yung pinaka stairs niya, yung pinaka gitna, may makikita kayong mga bilog-bilog doon. Yun ang tinatawag na nucleotides. Yun ang mga tiny subunits. Next, 3 components of nucleotides. Phosphate group. These are the part of the backbone of the DNA molecule. Pentose sugar, the sugar component in nucleotides, forming part of the DNA backbone. And the nitrogenous base, the molecule in DNA that forms the rungs of the DNA ladder. They paired up in specific combinations. So nitrogenous base, ito yung ayan. 4 types of nitrogenous base are adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. Ang pagkakasunod-sunod ng mga letters na ito ay nagbibigay ng specific na instructions kung anong klaseng protein ang gagawin ng cell. So, DNA structure, ayan. Screenshot nyo na lang para Then, always remember that adenine goes with thymine and cytosine goes with guanine. Sorry for that. Because of this complementary base pairing, the order of the bases in one strand determines the order of the bases in the other strand. To crack the genetic code found in DNA, we need to look at the sequence of bases. The bases are the arranged in triplets called codons. So, ang codons po, ito po yung, wait po. Ang codons po ay, ayan ang examples of codon. So, halimbawa, bibigyan ko pa kayo ng iba pang halimbawa ng codon. So, ang codon po, kunyari, pag pinagsama po yung pangalan ng tatlong, katulad ni, pinagsama yung pangalan ni Julia, Julia, then Maria, then Juan. So, pag pinagsama sila, magiging JMJ. At yung tatlong pairs na yon ay example na rin ng codon. So, that's the example, those are the examples of codon. And next, DNA replications.
DNA replication, the process by which a cell makes an exact copy of its DNA. So, ibig sabihin po nito, yung DNA replication po is parang nagkakaroon po siya ng sa pang-copy ng DNA. Katulad na lang sa pagka nanganak yung mga aso. Like, pagka po nanganak yung aso is nagkakaroon po siya ng tuta na katulad ng DNA niya. DNA replication. Number 1 is the DNA helix unwinds. Number 2, weak hydrogen bonds between nitrogenous bases break into DNA strands unzip or separate. Which, eto po yung DNA na parang may hati siya sa gitna, which is, yun po yung tinatawag nila na unzip and separate. Parang nag-separate po yung isang DNA, naging dalawa siya. Number 3, each original DNA strand serves as a template on which is complete is built. Number 4, free nucleotides divide the DNA strand into each of the original 2 DNA strands by attracting to their complementary nitrogenous bases A to T and C to G. 5. This result in 2 identical DNA molecules. Each molecule consists of 1 original strand and 1 new strand. Significance of DNA replication, important for growth reproduction. Mutations can cause variations. The main enzymes, the catalyst, the process is DNA polymerizes, forms building blocks for amino acid that forms proteins. 3 bases provides more than the 2 combinations needed to code amino acid. The sequences of the 3 phases is called a codon. Ito po yung sinasabi kong example natin kanina, which is dun sa may number 2 ng DNA replication. Ito po yung tinatawag na DNA unwid or separate. Ayun po yung sa separate niya yung nasa may gitna, which is makikita po natin doon na merong leading strand, helicase, landing strand. Yun po yun. Doon po, ito po yung example niya. Ito po yung example ng DNA replication separate.
DNA profiling. A technique used by scientists to distinguish between individuals of the same species using only samples of their DNA. And DNA profiling is also known as a DNA fingerprinting. How DNA profiling works? First, collecting DNA or sample of the DNA, usually from the blood, lawoy, or sa buhok ng isang tao. Second, analyzing DNA using STRs or short tandem repeats. Pangatlo is creating a profile. The pattern of the repeats at the different STR locations create a unique fingerprinting from each person's. Pang-apat is matching profile. This profile can be compared to another DNA profiles to determine if there's a match. DNA profiling can solve a crimes. The pattern of the DNA profile is then compared with those of the victim and the suspect. If the profile matches, the suspect is provided strong evidence that the suspect was present at the crime scene. If the profile doesn't match the suspect, then the suspect may be eliminated from the inquiry. But do you know how and when it started? The first ever DNA analysis was performed by Alec Jeffreys in 1984. Siya po ang nakadiscover ng DNA profiling. And in 1986, police asked Jeffrey for help in finding a man who raped and killed 2 girls. DNA tests exonerated the primary suspect through genetic dragnet. Police found the suspect and its Colin Fitchfork, who gave himself away when he asked a friend for a substitute blood sample. Solving medical problem. A child paternity father and maternity mother can be determined. This information can be used in paternity suits or immigration cases. Nakakatulong po yung DNA profiling para sa sakit dahil ang DNA profiling ay maaaring gamitin para matukoy po yung sakit na maaaring namana natin sa ating magulang, sa kamag-anak, or sa lahi ng isang tao. Nakakatulong din po ang DNA profiling upang malaman or matukoy ang panganib sa isang tao na magkaroon ng sakit gaya ng cancer at sakit sa puso. VNTR, variable number tandem repeats, 100 of bases pair long, 6 to 8 weeks to analyze. STR or short tandem repeats, 3 or 5 bases per long, easier to automate, therefore quicker to analyze. Mitochondrial DNA. Mitochondria is a cell are all from the mother. Analysis allows the tracing of the female line. YSTR. The Y chromosome has its own STRs. Only male have the Y chromosome. Analysis allow tracing of the male line. Ang VNTR, ito yung pagkakasunod-sunod ng DNA na paulit-ulit sa isang genome ng isang tao. Yung bilang na paulit-ulit ay naiiba sa bawat tao. Example is yung pagkakasunod-sunod ng DNA. Kaya ang VNTR ay magagamit upang makilala ang isang tao mula sa pagkakaiba-iba nila. Ang STR naman ay parang VNTR din. Ang STR ay may pagkakasunod-sunod na DNA na paulit-ulit din sa isang genome ng isang tao. Ang pagkakaiba lang ay mas maikli ang STR kaysa sa VNTR. Pareho silang ginagamit sa DNA profiling pero mas madalas ginagamit si STR dahil madaling ma-analyze kaysa kay VNTR. Ang mitochondrial DNA ay isang uri ng DNA na matatagpuan sa loob ng mitochondria na responsable sa paggawa ng energy. Ang mitochondrial ay nagmula sa bakterya na naging bahagi na ng selula ng eukaryotic. Sa process na ito ay tinatawag siyang endosymbiosis. At ang mitochondrial ay minamana lamang mula sa isang ina dahil ang mitochondria ay nagmula sa egg cell ng isang ina. Ang YSTR naman ay isang uri ng STR na matatagpuan sa Y chromosomes. Ang Y chromosome ay isang sex chromosome na natatangi sa mga lalaki lamang. Dahil dito, ang YSTR namamana lamang mula sa ama hanggang sa anak na lalaki lamang. O, in short, ang anak na lalaki lamang ang nakakuha nito.
3 types of RNA. 1. Messenger RNA. 2. Transfer RNA and ribosome RNA. Messenger RNA carries genetic information from DNA to ribosome where protein are synthesized. Pag sinabi nating messenger RNA, siya yung nagdadala ng genetic information mula sa DNA papunta sa ribosome na matatagpuan natin sa cytoplasm. Ginagamit natin ito upang maging gabay sa paggawa ng protein. Number 2. Transfer RNA. Transport amino acid ribosome during protein synthesis, matching them to appropriate canon of the RNA. Ang transfer RNA, siya yung nagdadala ng mga amino acid ribosome para makabuo ng isang protein. Number 3, ribosome RNA, along with proteins, make up a ribosome and the circular machinery and assemble amino acids into a protein. Ang ribosome RNA naman ay parang isang machine kung saan ang genetic information na galing kay messenger RNA ay ginagawa ng isang protein.
So now, we're going to tackle protein synthesis, the biological process by which cells generate new proteins. So ano nga ba ang protein synthesis? Ang ribosomes ang gumagawa ng protein. So dito actually nangyayari yung protein making process na tinatawag para ma-produce ang protein na kailangan gawin ng ating katawan. So the first one is transcription in nucleus. The first step where the DNA is copied into messenger RNA. So when we say transcription, ito po yung unang-unang step na kailangang gawin ng cell is yung kopyahin lahat ng genetic information na ibibigay ng DNA sa RNA. At ito po yung proseso ng transcriptions. So the second one is what we call translations in cytoplasm. The second step where the ribosomes read mRNA and assemble amino acid into proteins. So when we say translation, the second step is decoding from the mRNA into a protein is called translations. So kumbaga hindi pa alam ng ribosomes kung ano yung message, so kailangan itong i-translate. So after itong i-translate, malalaman na ng ribosomes kung ano man yung amino acid na maproproduce. So next is DNA must replicate. In preparation for the manufacture of mRNA, a DNA molecule in the nucleus separates into two strands in the region of a gene carrying instructions for a specific protein. Each sequence of 3 bases in a DNA strand is called a triplet, which is a code for one of 20 amino acid, the building blocks of protein. Dito naman po sa DNA replicate, dito po ay nagkakaroon ng progress na tinatawag nating cell division. Ang DNA replicate po ay equal na nagpo-produce ng genetic material at ang enzymes naman po ang nagke-carry out ng DNA replication para po mas mapabilis po ang paglabas nito. For example, magbubukas ka ng zipper. So, kunwari, bibili ka ng pantalon sa mall, then gusto mo siya isukat para sure. So, ang first step mo na gagawin is ibababa mo yung zipper ng pantalon. So, yung pinakahawakan ng zipper, yun po ay tinatawag nating helicase. So, kapag ibababa mo siya, same lang po siya sa DNA must replicate.
So now, we tackled about transcription to RNA. One DNA strand acts the template or pattern for construction of mRNA in the nucleus. This process, called transcription, free-floating RNA nucleotides traveling in the cell nucleus pair with complementary base on the DNA template strand. RNA nucleotides use the base nucleus into cytoplasm DNA, RNA uracil, instead of thymine, transported out from the DNA of nucleus into the cytoplasm. Andito po yung 3 parts ng RNA, which is yung mRNA, it means messenger RNA. Ito ang nagdadala ng impormasyon papunta sa ribosome. Tapos yung tRNA means transfer RNA. Ito ang nagdadala ng amino acid papunta sa ribosome. And the last rRNA or ribosal RNA. Ito naman ay bumubuo ng malaking bahagi ng ribosome. mRNA attached to the ribosome. Once mRNA attached to the ribosome. Once mRNA is complete form, the mRNA strand leaves the cell nucleus to enter the cytoplasm, where it attaches to a circular organelle called a ribosome. Protein synthesis occurs into ribosomes. So, kung ating tatandaan, ang DNA ay naglalaman ng napakaraming instruction or tinatawag nating genetic code para sa paggawa ng protein na kailangan gawin ng ating cell. So now, alam na natin na ang protein pala ay gawa ng sa ribosome na nasa labas ng nucleus in the cytoplasm, and since na napakalaki ng DNA, hindi ito makakalabas ng nucleus. Dahil nga double-stranded, hindi ito makakasya or hindi magkakasya palabas sa mga pores or pores ng nucleus, pero yung RNA pwede dahil single-stranded lang ito. tRNA bind to amino acids. Scattered throughout the cytoplasm are different types of transfer RNA or tRNA, each capable of attaching to one of the 20 tRNA different amino acids that are used to build a protein. One end of a tRNA molecule attaches to a specific amino acid as determined by anticodon at the other end of the tRNA. An anticodon is a tree-based sequence that recognizes a particular mRNA codon. So what we call the transfer RNA or tRNA. Ito ang magdadala ng amino acids from the cytoplasm papunta sa ribosome. At ang ribosome natin ay kumbaga ay para siyang factory na once mabasa ng tRNA yung codon ng mRNA, saka lang niya tatawagin yung amino acid para gawin ang ribosome. Ito ang proteins. So, importance of proteins plays essential roles in the cells of living creatures. They serve as building blocks of cells, control chemical reaction, and transport materials to and from cells, composed of all chains of amino acids. The specific sequence of amino acids in a chain determines the exact function of the protein.
So, this is the presentation of our group. Hope you learned something interesting about DNA, the code of life. Again, pasensya na po sa interruption nung nakaraan. Nagkaroon po ng technical errors, but I hope ngayon po marami po kayong natutunan sa mga ibinahagi po namin sa inyong mga kaalaman. And bukas po magkakaroon po tayo ng modular class, online class, at magpapa-activity po kami bukas about sa lesson po na ito. Kaya po manood po kayo ng video lesson na ito para po may magka-idea po kayo sa gagawin po natin bukas na activity. Yun lamang po. Thank you po.